Hello, everybody.
Hi, friends.
This is The Fresh Cut. I'm Erin Donovan.
And I'm Noah Parker.
Switch it around, and there you go. Got some housekeeping. Love this part of the show because it's like we ask these people to come on our show, and then we don't let them talk for like 5 minutes.
It's patience is a virtue, and we just test it out with them.
Yeah. We're big on virtues. Just a reminder, all our shows go on YouTube, so check that out if you hate radio or internet, if you're listening by internet. Do we get anyone that... I wonder if anyone actually listens to this on radio.
For any OG fans, I feel like Perndog probably sits at home and like...
He said he doesn't listen to this,
but like he can't give us affirmation. He has to... There has to be some put down.
That's true.
So, Perndog,
he probably loves our show.
You're probably sitting in your car right now driving around listening to this. That way, because if he's listening online, we could tell.
Well, let's hope he's not, because guess what, everyone? We're saying stripper now. We thought we couldn't. We found out we can. So,
we're going to stop lying to you.
Yeah, when we play great band name, baby name, sports mascot names, we don't care about sports. I mean, we're like... Erin will cry all night about the Eagles, but... Other than that,
I won't cry. They won the Super Bowl, remember?
Oh, tears of joy. So, yeah, it's... Besides that, and I guess anti-patriots, we're not going to be talking any sports no mo.
I regret that for you.
You don't have to. I already do. So...
And it's recorded, forever.
So, yeah, we say stripper name.
Instead of that's the true thing, but we just thought we had to come up with a Milligan Radio appropriate.
They exist. We can't hide it anymore. We're still not going to say that other word we were told not to say, but I think we could because I don't think we can get in trouble. And we've said worse things.
I do have the First Amendment. I don't know how that plays into all of this.
Well, I'm taking this as a class, so...
Don't worry, I won't screw anything up for you. Maybe the last one. Maybe the last episode after like final grades are in.
I think so. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Well...
Now, should we let our guest talk now?
In a bit.
No, that's okay.
I want to say tonight's guest is very special. It was our first male guest that we did not bring on...
to set up with Amy Long.
Yeah, sorry, I don't think Amy Long's here today. If she is...
she's very good at hide and seek.
We'll give her a chance, but Daniel's actually engaged, which, good for you. Although, shame on you. I think, hey, Ike.
Our friend Ike just popped in.
Oh, nice. Anyways, yeah, it seems a little messed up to me that people would get engaged before Amy Long. Like, once she came on campus, I think you should wait.
You got married before Amy Long.
I got in a relationship before she came to campus. I didn't know about her. So it's okay for me, but I think Kennedy came the same time as Amy Long. So Daniel really should have given her... Amy should just get her choice of man. I'm not saying Daniel's like the top choice or whatever, but I'm just saying like...
Who do you think is top choice?
Well, I think I've made it very clear before that my top choice for her is Barack Obama. But that's... Anyways, this is Daniel Peacock. Welcome to the show.
Which mic is he using?
Usually we share this one.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Daniel Peacock.
Say what's already been said. Man.
I'm not a good Milligan student. Apparently, I got engaged too soon. It sounds.
I think that is the sign of a good Milligan student.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's the only criteria.
There are some that would contend that. Yeah, but yeah, thanks you so much for having me on tonight, guys. Super excited.
Daniel was one of the first guests I think we ever had planned for this show. He's a hard get, though.
Yeah, I'm a busy man between all the video games and tennis that I play.
A Thursday show.
Yeah, the Thursday show. We do another stream. It's not WUMC related, but it's a stream nonetheless, and we talk about a lot of the similar things. In fact, last week...
they talked about conspiracies, not last week. You guys...
Oh, yeah. 2 weeks ago, last show, we talked about conspiracy theories. So, sorry to encroach on you guys' topic, but...
It just makes you more of an expert.
Fair enough.
Noah, what are you doing?
Oh, I delete. I have to... while you're over there having fun, I'm like...
You're the one that...
I'm dying
you
over
have a
here.
comfy
I have
seat.
to do all the radio stuff.
You're taking this for credit.
I have to delete all the things that aren't supposed to pop up in the middle of our show.
You're taking it for credit, and you get the comfy seat.
Okay. Well, do you want the comfy seat?
Listen, your name goes first in the Twitter.
Okay, let's not bring our fights.
I can leave if you guys want me to. I mean...
No. Milligan doesn't let guys and girls be alone in rooms.
Well, the door would be open.
It's not an open dorm night, so we have to. That's why we have guests.
You're
just
right.
to play it safe. We do leave the door open, but
Wouldn't want anybody getting engaged. That would be bad.
well, I already have a
To
wife.
not
so
Amy Long.
That would be really bad. And yeah,
Is
that would
Corinne
be
listening?
that would be a huge like middle finger to Amy if like one of us tried to get engaged twice before she got engaged at all. But hopefully she's doing well, having some chicken nuggets. We know she loves those. Daniel, you're on our show. Why don't you give us your best lawnmower noise? Bring it on right now.
The ending was when it hit a tree stump, because that happens to me every time I mow a lawn.
Oh,
I like that there was no hesitation. A lot of time our guests have to think about it, but you had an instinctual lawnmower sound inside of you.
Thank you. That's actually the constant noise that I make while I breathe, and it's just at such a low volume that you can never hear it until I, bump it up a little. So
that's a cool talent.
yeah, thank you. It's more of a curse.
Are you going to enter Mr. Buff?
You see, my lawnmower noise usually throws off microphones and things like that. So if I did, I would really have to prepare their equipment for them, and I don't think that's worth the effort for them. But we'll see.
Well, did someone come in? Oh, well. Cool beans. Let's talk conspiracies and less about beans. My apologies.
I used to say that. I feel like we need like a jingle to go into this.
Actually, our promo is ready.
Can we play it?
We can't play it right now. It'd be too confusing for me. I don't. Okay. Anyways, Daniel is like Erin and I, a film studies buff. He did a little rock star thing.
Yeah, sorry.
That's the hang loose.
Hang loose.
Yeah.
Hang 10.
I need to pick up on my hand signals. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I also need to talk into the microphone. That's my bad. But, yeah. If what I was told is correct, we are discussing film conspiracy theories tonight, because we are a bunch of film-loving people and film-studying people.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also math, but yeah. I do math anyways.
Yeah,
Passion.
fair.
I wonder where Kennedy is.
Why don't you bring on your first conspiracy?
Right. So I have done some looking, a little bit of studying in between studying for actual classes. And I think probably the biggest one that most everyone knows about, kind of easing into conspiracy theories before we get to the weirder ones, is the whole hanging munchkin actor in the background of a scene in The Wizard of Oz. Which...
I don't think I know this one, and I was in that musical.
Really? Oh, wow.
I doubt that the musical tried to emulate.
Yeah, I should hope there was no
you
one
have
hanging
anyone in the back?
in the musical.
My 7th grade year. What if we killed someone?
Oh, jeez. Well, according to some people on the internet, that would have been true to the original film. So,
Yeah, if you can link that on our
tweet
Twitter,
it.
at Noah and Erin, for those that don't know, then you can see a video, but watch it after we're done. I don't want you people being distracted.
yes. But, so basically, for those of you that don't know, there's a scene where they are, and Erin just saw it, and had a really shocked, like, when she saw it. But, it does look a lot like a person hanging as if they hung themselves. And it's from the original Wizard of Oz film. And for years, the myth has persisted that the shape of the object, coupled with a sort of swinging motion that it has, means that one of the actors playing the Munchkins in the film had hung themselves while they were filming a take, and the heartless Hollywood executives just left it in because they thought it was a good shot. I don't know.
Lens mystery.
Yeah.
Makes the world feel more lived in.
There you go, yeah.
Or died in. Ugh.
Something
Keep going,
like that.
Daniel. We don't get to dwell on these things.
Anyways, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's an interesting little conspiracy theory, but I did a lot of digging, and it really has no merit.
What on earth, Daniel? There goes the joy of our show.
Sorry, I didn't. Do you want me to debunk it or not? Because that's been a
go
lot
ahead
of
and
time.
debunk it. Okay, he researched, guys.
Yeah.
We usually get people research before our show.
I got really bored in lunch hour today, and let me tell you, there are some fascinating articles written by The Telegraph, but I didn't read those because they're behind a paywall. So I read some other websites with interesting lists about this.
Good.
So basically, the scene in question was filmed fairly early into the production of The Wizard of Oz. And that means that it was filmed before all the scenes with the Munchkins, which I don't know chronologically if the scene with the Munchkins is before or after that scene in the actual movie.
I don't know either.
But basically, the Munchkin actors would not have been on set at the time that scene was shot. So, like, there's no reason for one of them to have hung themselves in the background. Unless they were like...
Maybe they came to set on the wrong day and it was really embarrassing.
I mean, that could be.
That's not your first joke about suicide, Noah.
We're moving past these things.
Wait, but I have a question. I'm going to steal your mic. Okay, but what if it was just like a different actor and not a Munchkin actor? Why are we just saying Munchkin?
Oh, yeah.
It's more tragic that way.
Yeah, I whiffed that one.
Cute.
Apparently, people think that it's a Munchkin, like the shape is of a Munchkin.
Oh, it's like a midget.
So it looks like a small person. I don't know. I can't really see. It looks like a blob.
Yeah, it's pretty blurry, and to see it at all, you have to zoom in all the way, which is not.
Yeah,
I can kind of see it, but it's not perfect. I think the thing that really the fact that they edited it in later versions to make it look like a bird or something.
Yeah.
Didn't we see that?
That's true, yeah. When we looked at it on the Thursday show, they did a re-edit and re-release of The Wizard of Oz in, like, the 90s or something.
Yeah.
And they added a CGI little crane, like a bird crane, not like Bob the Builder in the background rootin' and tootin'. But they added, like, a CGI crane in place of our supposed hanging Munchkin.
It just seems like... Yeah, it is suspicious. Like, I don't really think this theory is true or whatever, but if you're not guilty, you don't have to plead, like, innocent. Well, that's a dumb thing to say. That makes it sound like if you're not guilty, you have to plead guilty. That's not what I meant. I'm just saying, like, if you don't have any tracks to cover up, there's no need to try to cover them up.
Yeah.
It makes you look a little suspicious.
Yeah.
Or, I mean... What do I know, though? Maybe the guy that gets all the letters on behalf of the Wizard of Oz just couldn't take any more mean death threats about, why did you put this hanging Munchkin on the air? And he's like, guys, can we please re-edit this? Please put in a crane. They love cranes. Please.
Yeah, and that was actually the original studio response, because people found out, or started finding out about this supposed hanging person, like, around the time that we had VHSs that could rewind and play in slow motion. And I don't know why they rewound that scene.
A horrible addition for us filmmakers, because now we have to work harder.
Yeah, for real. We can't just have our actors, hanging out in the background anymore.
Well, that's not what I meant. I meant, like, you can't just hope people, like, miss errors and what. You may... Okay.
That's fair.
Let's move on to our next... This is dark.
Anyways, yeah.
We don't usually start this dark.
Oh,
we like to get there. Avril Lavigne, yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm going to interrupt you. It's kind of... Oh, we didn't tell him about the game. We talked about strippers, and we didn't tell him...
Daniel, I think, knows our...
You know our band name, baby name, stripper name game?
We're saying stripper now.
We're saying stripper. Can that be like a soundbite?
I can make it.
Oh, okay. I knew of the game in... Not Radio Land, but I didn't know we played it on radio, so...
We like to play it. So if you hear a good band baby stripper name, just let us know.
Interrupt, interject as soon as it hits you.
Oh, yeah. We'll interrupt you as much, so don't worry.
This is what I'm doing now. I'm interrupting. I was walking down here, and I was saying, like... I was talking to some pals, and I was like, actually, I'm running late. Got a blast. Do a radio show about conspiracy theories. And she went, talk about Avril Lavigne. And I was like... We did that, and so I thought it was funny.
I mentioned it to Daniel, and he said something about Poot Lovato. Have you heard of that?
I love Poot. My friend got blocked on Twitter by Demi Lovato because of Poot.
Oh, really?
Oh, so you're saying Poot got a hold of Demi's phone?
Yes.
Wow.
Or Demi just wants to hide
It's good they're letting her actually get a hold of technology.
Real quick, just cover the Poot Lovato.
You got the mic, Daniel.
Oh, well,
literally anything.
Basically, someone took a unflattering picture of Demi Lovato on her way out of something, probably like McDonald's or Freddy's. And
The only two places.
the only two places you'll ever see Demi Lovato. Anyways,
I've stopped going to them. I think it's awkward running into her every time.
Yeah, I know. And she won't even talk to you about Poot. Poot being Demi Lovato's supposed long-lost twin sister, albeit a bit more homely. But, yeah, some say that Demi has kept Poot locked in her basement for many years, which, when you say it out loud, locking your Poots in your basement maybe isn't a bad idea, but... Yeah, they say Poot's been down there for years, so she doesn't embarrass poor Demi.
Okay. Well, let's move forward.
That was like a little bonus.
Yeah, you guys, that's free. Not that you guys pay for the rest of this, but I don't know.
We can start making a profit.
When we get more than 9 listeners, we'll do so. Next.
Okay, so I've got a handful of others. Here's one that really, kind of tickled me because
Elmo?
It just seems so ridiculous.
Stuck in your head.
There you go.
The Elmo's theme song is always stuck in Noah's head.
They didn't need to know that. Daniel?
Hey,
Continue?
everyone has their own background music. Basically, people say that Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing, right? Because it was faked. Have you guys actually talked about that on here?
No.
Oh, well.
Wait, did Chris and Branch bring it up?
I think so.
Oh.
But we haven't. Chris and Branch did, so you can say whatever you want.
Her show was kind of a blur because we got a lot of phone calls we couldn't hear.
They were probably from Stanley Kubrick trying to scare you away. Because,
I wish.
according to some, he definitely directed the moon landing. And in his film, The Shining, he makes a little wink and a nod at audiences. I'm glad this isn't visual because I tried to wink and my whole face shut down.
That's actually called a stroke, and we don't make light of those, so why don't you keep going? Less stroke humor.
Oh, so locking Poot in the basement isn't off limits, but this?
I mean, I think the Fresh Cut is pro locking Poot in the basement, because if there's one thing we've been consistently for, it's insulting our families. We usually save some time for that, but we haven't gotten to it yet. We'll see if we have time today.
That's a later segment. But, yeah, and The Shining, your main sort of protagonist, the little kid Danny, he wears a nice sweater with a rocket ship on it. And people saw that and they said, oh, that's Kubrick making fun of us because he helped fake the moon landing. And I just thought, oh, that's such a wholesome, entirely dumb conspiracy theory.
You are so quick to be... You're the most anti-conspiracy person we've had on this show, other than me.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing a good job, am I?
It's just weird because last week we had Zach Leslie on, and he was so pro Bigfoot, it was horrifying.
Oh, well, Bigfoot's obviously
Bigfoot was
real.
gonna come. Oh, well.
Oh, no.
Would
Did you
Bigfoot
listen?
like spinach?
Oh, no.
Daniel, do you eat spinach?
I occasionally dabble in spinach, yes.
Do you take your vitamin supplements?
Does spinach count as a vitamin supplement?
Okay, we're going to move on.
We have to tell Kennedy to break up with you.
We're very pro vitamin on this show. At least you have spinach. Next.
Anyways, moving forward, here's a pretty interesting one that might actually have some merit.
Don't tell us it's interesting. Let it speak for itself.
This is the meanest Noah has ever been on the show.
And I had my
okay.
breakfast, so it's really unwarranted.
This is just par for the course for how he treats me. But anyways,
Not true.
In Ferris Bueller's Day Off, there is a theory floating around that Ferris Bueller is actually a figment of the imagination of the supporting character, Cameron.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, and basically the idea is that Cameron is a no-nonsense guy, and he's always hung by the rules, and his senior year of high school, he wants to...
Why'd you use the term hung again? Why do all the conspiracies have to be about people hanging?
I'm still thinking about that poor munchkin in the background. But,
Luckily, I was not a munchkin. I was a dancing jitterbug.
You know, I think if you were a munchkin, you didn't have to hang yourself, Erin.
yeah.
Anyways.
If I did, I wouldn't be here.
Oh.
Fair. Well, we're glad you stuck to the original script and not those crazy filmmakers. But anyways, I forgot where I was. Yeah, Ferris Bueller is a figment of Cameron's imagination because Ferris Bueller is fun and Cameron is not, and Cameron wants to be fun. Boom, you're ready to take
That
the
one's
reading
fun
counts
because
test.
it's I think that one works a lot with the themes of that movie. So yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's a lot more lighthearted with people dying on set, but
why die when you can never exist?
Yeah. And it's neat because it explains why Ferris Bueller, as a character, breaks the fourth wall every 5 minutes in that movie. Because
I thought they just didn't want to record extra takes.
Well, they couldn't get Morgan Freeman to do the voiceover, so Matthew Broderick was the next best thing, but he was already an actor.
He needs more work.
He does. He was recently on a few episodes of BoJack Horseman, which I recently wrapped up watching. And I wish there was a conspiracy about that show because it's a really good show. But
he was also on Manchester by the Sea, which is a really good movie.
Oh, I haven't actually seen that movie, but I've heard it's really good.
Thanks. Next.
Wait, I have a comment. I have to steal the mic every time I want to talk, so it's a little bit delayed.
I forget about... We let Erin have an easier day today, but she still deserves her time to speak, and I apologize for getting in the way of that.
For shame.
I was going to say, if I like this theory, because the reason I don't like Ferris Bueller's Day Off is how much he breaks the fourth wall. I'm not a fan of that, but if it's because of this conspiracy theory, I think I would like the movie more. So I'm going to say it's true. That way I can start liking this movie.
Good. See, look how much good you brought already, Daniel.
That's fair. See? Erin now has a new movie to enjoy. But yeah,
the rock on symbol. You can't see
nice.
This is one of the better movie conspiracy theories because it enhances the movie. It adds a whole new element to it. Whereas some movie conspiracy theories are kind of a stretch, but this one makes sense. Similarly, and people don't die in this one. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Maybe there's something happening in the background of that one. But anyways, moving on.
Stay tuned to next week. Just kidding, we won't be here.
Another slightly less wholesome conspiracy theory about the actual plot of a movie is from Titanic. And some of you guys might know this one, but apparently Jack, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, that totally whiffed on an Oscar, is actually a time traveler from the future who has come to the Titanic to stop Rose from throwing herself off of the boat and causing the boat to stop and therefore miss the iceberg that sinks the Titanic. And whoever came up with this theory wrote a big convoluted essay about how that would have caused global warming, but that's not an issue for today's time, so Jack must have come from really far in the future, like water world levels far in the future. But there's some evidence to back this one up, but before I throw that out there,
we have seen some.
Waterworld, obviously.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, please start listening.
Yeah. Listen to Jack. He's sacrificed so much. Didn't even touch that little floating door.
That is very good restraint.
But yeah, oh man, there's actually a lot of evidence to back this one up, even more than the Ferris Bueller one, surprisingly. Because there are a couple of references that Jack makes in the movie when he's talking to Rose that are anachronisms. Like he says at one point, I want to take you to ride on a roller coaster at the Santa Monica Pier in America. And Titanic sunk in 1912, but the roller coaster at Santa Monica wasn't built until 1915. And he also references that he did something, went fishing or something, at Lake Wissota, which is a man-made lake that wasn't created until 1917. So, is Jack from the future? Discuss.
I just realized we're peaking, so I'm going to bring our mics down a little bit. My question... Oh, no, it's just because... My question is, how do we know it's not just poor script writing? Is that me being cynical? But
yeah, isn't it weird that, like, if you leave bad, inaccurate details in your script, you have generations of conspiracies for your movie?
I think they're starting it. They, realized, I'm just so loud, I can see myself peaking. Oh, crap, I said the wrong thing in the movie. I'll go online and comment and say, you know what, I think Jack's a time traveler. When in reality, I just messed up my own script.
Yeah.
So you're saying that we are making a conspiracy theory now that filmmakers, when they mess up their scripts, create their own conspiracy theories to try and cover up their mistakes in their script.
We're saying it's an inside job.
I'm saying it's a possibility. I mean, like, if I produce something and, like, mess something up, I would definitely tell my sister to, like, go online and comment and be like, well, I think that it's this, when in reality, I just
make my movie look
up.
better.
I mean, it is a possibility that he's a time traveler, but I think there's another side to the story, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's definitely, I think that's what it is. But that puts us in an interesting new spot because you guys just created a 100% original conspiracy theory about conspiracy theories.
We've evolved.
Look at
the rest
us.
of our shows are just going to be about conspiracies we made up.
I have one.
Bada bing, bada boom. You're like self-sufficient now.
It's about time.
That'll be good for our next episode.
Self-sufficient. Good band name. Great baby name. And weirdly inspiring stripper name. Which we're saying now. Bad sports mascot name. Who cares? Not us. We don't say that anymore. We say stripper. Can I hear it, guys?
Stripper!
Yeah, stripper.
We stripper. All right. Moving on.
Stripper would be
Don't
a
wanna
terrible
dwell-
sports mascot for the record.
Yeah. Good baby name, though.
Sports
Just kidding.
mascot would be
Pretty
a
cool.
terrible stripper name. Welcome.
Oh,
Hello.
we have a visitor. It is the one and only Kennedy Weber. I think the one and only. That seems like an uncommon name. at
Yeah.
least.
I haven't
She shrugged.
encountered another one yet, which is good because I'm marrying this one.
Yeah, that would be confusing.
Are we rubbing it in Amy Long's face?
Yeah.
No, obviously
We're-
not.
We were talking earlier, Kennedy, about how it was rude of you to take this man before Amy Long had her choice of men.
Sorry.
But whatever.
Am I sorry?
Whoops.
I don't think she's actually sorry.
We cannot have them on the same show.
There may be a fight
Oh,
on this
well.
show. Do you have any more conspiracies, Daniel?
Oh, yeah, I've got tons.
Well, we only have 3 minutes left for this
Oh.
before we move on
Whoops.
to
Well,
the game.
let me rapid fire a couple
Wait,
then.
That means we have 30 more minutes. The game's going on for 30 minutes?
It might go a while. If we have, I just want to start it, and if we run out of that, we'll move back into conspiracies.
Okay.
That's fair. All right, rapid fire, real quick. Aladdin is set in the apocalypse.
I
Boom.
also did Aladdin as a musical.
Really? Oh, jeez. Well, was it? Did you guys have like ruined cars and stuff on your stage, and like ruined stop signs?
No, it was a middle school production.
Oh, that's fair. You
Not
just
in
had
their
cardboard ones then.
We didn't have any cars.
Okay, I think she's shooting this one down. Next.
Anyways,
It's a possibility. You were
yeah.
two of the
The only
She doesn't like you besmirching her
11
school
shows.
musicals, I guess.
Yeah.
Go for it.
You just keep picking conspiracy-laden things to do for your middle school plays, I guess, which is a good thing. But yeah, that one's weird. Basically, the only merit to that one is because the genie makes anachronistic references, which again is probably just bad script writing or good script
No,
writing.
I think that works for the genie since he's magical.
Yeah, that's true. You could make the argument he's like omnipotent, but
God.
I don't know. That's a little sacrilegious, but
Part of the humor of the
yeah.
Yeah, Kennedy's saying it's part of the humor,
Oh yeah.
which I think is right. It works with the. I mean, it's a magical being, and it's Robin Williams, so
a true magical being.
yes.
There you go.
All right, what else you got? You got two
Speaking
more?
of Robin Williams, do you
Oh.
have any Robin Williams what about the movie? Is it called Flubber?
Oh, I
Flubber.
love Flubber.
Any conspiracies for Flubber?
I can completely pull a conspiracy theory out of the air. The CGI in that movie was stolen from George Lucas.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
That might be. Never mind.
Yeah. Come at me, Star Wars fanboys. Anyways,
Stress.
last but not least, and if we get time to come back to this one, I want to touch on it because I think it's funny. Adam Sandler and the rest of Happy Madison Productions only makes movies these days as an excuse to go have vacation with their friends and hang out and make a little money doing so.
I think he's confirmed this, hasn't he?
Has he really?
I think he's like
I'll Google.
basically said like, yeah, I he likes the vacations.
Oh, well, I mean, it makes sense because they're just churning out, like, literally carbon copies of their other movies, like earlier,
Yeah.
much better movies.
Yeah, here's my conspiracy, and I think it's true. Adam Sandler isn't actually a bad actor. He can be good when he actually tries. He just doesn't try. Yes, Erin, raising your hand.
I'm on news.avclub.com, and then I haven't read any words besides the title, which says Adam Sandler confirms that his movies are just paid vacations.
There we go. I actually like the AV Club quite a bit.
In a segment that confirmed what many reviewers have long presumed.
We'll take it as true.
You're interrupting me.
That's the show.
You're right. Has long presumed and blatantly stated, Adam Sandler appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night. This was written on May 22nd, 2014, and where Kimmel asked him flat out whether his movies are just flimsy excuses for paid vacations. Quote, yes, end quote. Sandler replied enthusiastically, secure in the knowledge that it absolutely doesn't matter if he just admits point blank that he chooses his projects based on whether they include a trip to some luxury destination because they are Adam Sandler movies for Adam Sandler audiences.
I choose my Milligan classes based on whether or not the professor might let us outside a few days.
He went on to say, quote, I have done that since 51st dates, end quote. Sandler explained, quote, it was written in another place. I said, imagine if we did it in Hawaii, how great that movie would be. And they said, yeah, that's a very artistic idea. I've been doing that ever since, end quote.
Good for him.
Wow, see? I have one in here that's actually right. Bada bing, bada boom.
There we go. But the conspiracies are coming to a hold now because it is game time. Erin, why don't you sing our game time theme?
Game time, game time, game time.
That's pretty good for
we
on the
are
spot.
playing games.
Oh, it's not over. Oh, I think it's over now. Okay, great work.
Moving.
So, superhero movies are super big.
Super.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, that was not intentional. In fact, even Zach Leslie, we had him talk for a minute on Black Panther last week. It's actually really sad. I thought it'd be funny. I thought he really wanted to talk about it, so like, okay, we'll make him do it in a minute. Turns out he just really wanted to have actual human connection with us and talk about it. So he sounded a little disappointed. He ended before the minute. It was a good movie. I saw it this weekend. Anyways, superheroes, super big. Didn't intend it that time either. I just have a limited vocabulary. So we wanted to talk to you, Daniel. We're going to try to design a superhero.
Oh, boy.
So...
that can be the voice.
creepy. Why don't you try and think of the best 3 powers you can think of, and I have a list of scenarios, and we're going to see if the superhero can save the day.
Okay.
Let's
Are we
come up with
thinking
3
of
powers.
the best superpowers?
Just 3 powers.
Or just 3 powers?
And I don't want them to be overly impractical, because then the game's not
Okay.
fun.
Can they be overpowered? Or
What does that even mean?
like way too powerful? Like he can just look at something and it's gone?
Yeah, nothing that powerful.
Okay.
Pick the first 3 that come to your head.
One of
Okay.
his powers cannot be wishing for more powers.
Dang it. Well, there goes all my wishes and all my powers. So,
Okay, well, try again.
Tune in
Anyways,
next week, friends.
Can be generic
We're gonna
ones
have
if you want.
27 minutes of silence.
the first one that came up in my mind was actually infinite hearing, which don't ask me the actual mechanics of infinite hearing. Like, I guess just he can hear anything at any given time. So, a kid in India scratches his belly button. Our hero can hear it.
All right, that seems good. Give us another. That's one.
Oh, boy.
Actually, 2 more.
He can fire concentrated beams of melted Crayola crayons from his eyes.
That's pretty good. I like that. Let's have a third.
He is covered head to toe in hair that is exactly like steel wool. Excluding his eyes, where the melted Crayola comes out of. So he looks like a silver Wookiee.
The name for this superhero?
Oh, boy. I don't actually know.
This could be your band name
You
moment.
call the crowd. I think she had one.
We can name him Ooh Boy, because that was my first reaction.
Okay, sorry, Kennedy. We're going with Ew Boy. All right. I'm going to read you your superhero backstory / situation, and then we'll move on to some scenarios.
All right, sounds good.
All right. You are the superhero Ew Boy with the powers infinite hearing,
Shooting molten Crayola from your eyes.
yes, and the third one, Iron Wool.
Yeah, steel wool.
Steel
a good band
Wool.
name.
Iron Wool, great band name. You're right.
Yeah.
Weird stripper name.
Terrible
We're
baby
saying
name.
stripper now. You fight for the ideals of peace, justice, truth, and freeing killer whales from captivity. During the daytime, you need a secret identity, so you become a citizen called Sean Hannity, an extreme conservative with shows on the radio and television. It's not perfect, but it makes sure nobody associates you with justice, so it works well. You are a relatively young superhero and work hard to stop evil and like new to fighting crime, not like you're like
Okay.
3. And work hard to stop evil in your local community. The mayor has your number and calls you whenever help is needed for the city. Are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
Can we take a time out?
Wait.
Did you write this whole thing?
Yes, I wrote this whole thing.
Why is this not like your film script?
I have time to work on that, I guess.
I think, okay, I just want to, I'm going to be nice to Noah for the first time on the radio and say that was pretty well written. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Get ready for more. We're going to start off easy. You've heard cat in a tree before. Here's your scenario. A cat is stuck in a tree. At the foot of the tree is a particularly scary-looking dog. You notice the dog chewing... The dog is chewing on pencil shavings, which is your superhero weakness. It removes your powers. You hate cats, but this particular cat does really cool backflips, which ironically is how it got stuck in a tree. Can you save the cat and avoid the dog with the pencil shavings that remove your powers? You have your 3 powers. What are you going to do?
This feels like a Dungeons and Dragons gone horribly wrong.
Yes.
But I use my Crayola vision to turbo blast the dog out of the way and cover it in a multicolored crayon that just turns gray and sits over wherever it landed. And then I go up in the tree and save our backflipping cat. Wait, why can't the cat just backflip itself out of the tree? I thought cats can jump from...
It got caught between the branches.
In the tree.
You don't get to come on my show and condemn my writing.
I didn't say I have super climbing. That cat's through dealing. I just have to deal with the dog.
All right, well, I think that's fair. Would you say... I mean, animal rights activists are going to have a problem with you Crayolaing the dog like that. It seems kind of messed up. I don't think it has a high chance of living, but it did look scary. Particularly scary, it actually said. All right, next. In the front yard of a particularly large apartment complex, a 5-year-old is using a magnifying glass to shine hot light on an anthill. It was very comical until the sun came out from behind a cloud and the magnifying glass set the anthill on fire, which quickly grew in size, devouring the apartments.
Oh boy.
Fortunately, most of the tenants were able to escape out their back windows because a state fair was taking place behind the apartment. So everyone safely landed on a bouncy house. However, the older residents have declined to jump onto the bouncy house, with most of them citing that they feel it is time for them to die.
Oh, jeez.
One also stated that he would not... Caleb's laughing. One also stated that he would not set foot on the bouncy house because it is, quote, a breeding ground for millennial crybabies. The mayor calls you and asks you to save the old folks because he doesn't like the ethical implications of letting the elderly die just because they asked to. Can you save them or stop the fire?
So should I save the elderly people from the fire or from the mayor who is depriving them of their choice of how they want to go out?
You are very loyal to the mayor. We're not getting into the ethical ramifications of this.
Anyways, well, since I have my super hearing, I can instantly detect where the old people are from their constant complaining. And I would assume that steel wool is relatively resistant to fire. I might be horribly wrong about this. This might be the one that does me in.
Erin's going to look that up, and we'll come back to that one later.
But assuming I'd be okay, I'll run in, hear the old people talk about millennials and how they're terrible, and save them from themselves.
You'd think you'd be okay with that, given that your secret identity is millennial-hating Sean Hannity, but that's fine. Next up, Erin Scott.
Very fine still wool can also be used as tinder in emergency situations where Milligan appropriate. We're not talking about the app. And as it burns, even when wet, it can be ignited by fire, a spark, or by connecting a battery to produce, I don't know how to pronounce this, Joule heating. Joule. So you're going to burn real quick.
Okay, you die in this scenario.
Well,
but the old people got their wish.
Yeah, I was about to say, old boy
joining them.
Became a right-to-die activist on this day, I guess.
You are a very flammable man.
Okay. Next up,
mine's not
scenario 3. You're 1 for 1 so far. Scenario 3.
2 plus 2. Come on, it's Matt.
I like Matt. It's a rainy day. The festival choir from the National Presbyterian Church is barreling down a nearby interstate in a series of buses. It is hydroplaning and cannot slow down. The majority of the passengers are either praying or crying out in fear, though a few are making the most of it and making roller coaster noises. The buses are actually going slightly under 45 miles per hour, so it hasn't caused any traffic problems.
Oh, they'll be fine.
But up ahead is a line of 72 ducks slowly crossing the road. Can you stop the buses from hitting the ducks and jeopardizing the Presbyterian's salvation?
Heck yeah, I love me some ducks. But anyways, so to prevent our careening buses from hitting our poor ducks, I use my Crayola vision to create a massive glob of sticky molten Crayola, and as the buses hit it,
useful power.
I know. I mean, I'm
You'd
not
go
saying
with, like,
that.
flight or something.
Hey, flight's for chumps, man. I can just build a tower of Crayola. So I create this little landing pad, a bouncy castle, if you will, of Crayola, and the buses just slowly, they hit it, and it just cushions their blows. And, you know,
All right.
rinse and repeat until all buses are safe and all roller coaster noises have stopped.
All right. They were having a bit of fun. And the ducks, I assume, cross safely? Do you go there and maybe monitor them?
Yeah, but something tells me the sight of a man in a silver ghillie suit would really terrify most ducks.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. 2 for 1. You've saved more than you've died. All right. Scenario number 4.
Oh.
Your arch nemesis, the supervillain called Spaghetti, an Italian Yeti monster with powers that include flight, heat vision, and that weird head-turning thing the girl from The Exorcist does, has gone to your hometown and taken your family hostage. Oh. He says he will kill everyone there, starting with your family, unless you go and fight him. They're in a factory where pencils are made. He broke the machines, thus scattering pencil shavings everywhere, which, as we have noted, is your superhero weakness. Are you able to stop Spaghetti? Which sounds like spaghetti. That's why he's Italian. Oh. You only know of one weakness he has.
Never
he
saw that one
loses his
coming.
powers if he is within a mile. He loses his powers if he is within a mile radius of Betty White singing.
I've got this. So I can know instantly where Betty White is because I have super hearing. So while I go and track down Betty White with my super hearing, I send in my duck friends that I recently made from the last scenario, and they go scoot out all of the pencil shavings using their fluffy duck feather stuff. And as I say this, everyone's laughing because I'm making this waving motion with my hands, because that's what ducks do. That's their thing. And so they clear out all the pencil shavings. I get Betty White. I explain to her my plight. I bring her back to the fight.
Oh, no.
And I end Mr. Spaghetti's blight.
Well, how are you going to fight Spaghetti?
Oh, I just hit him with Crayola. I'm pretty sure that stuff could kill you. That's
I'm banning this power if we ever play this game again.
I mean, if all else fails, I could literally light myself on fire, and apparently I would be the Human Torch for as long as I lived. So I could just do that.
Okay. Well, seems kind of convenient that Betty White was so nearby.
Well, you could put yourself out with the pencil shavings.
Those are my weakness. That would extra kill me.
Yeah.
Wait,
then he'll lose his power.
Does he die, or does his power stops working?
Bit of both. He can die if he's overexposed to it.
Yeah.
Did he not do well in school?
He's Sean Hannity. What do you think?
Oh, you said very conservative. I'm sorry.
Yes. Do you not know Sean Hannity, Erin? Oh, really? That ruins the joke. Anyways, still seems a little convenient, so I'm giving you half credit. So 2.5 to 1.
Let's give him a passing grade.
All right,
Like
3 to 1.
Yeah, come on. D's for diplomas,
Okay,
Noah.
we'll just go 3 to 1. All right, are we on?
5.
We're on scenario 5.
I'm
So-
Googling Sean Hannity.
Some of the Presbyterians.
Oh, boy.
Listen. Some of the Presbyterians from the early example became evil when they realized that they enjoyed the thought of driving over 72 ducks while humorously making roller coaster noises.
Oh.
They hijacked 3 pieces of equipment. Listen, Erin.
Wait, shut up. I do know Sean Hannity. I just didn't know I knew Sean Hannity. I don't personally know him, or else it would make me look like a dummy. I just, when you know a name and you know a face, but you don't know them together.
Okay.
this joke. I just
All
felt
right.
the need that I'm not an idiot.
Yes, Erin is not an idiot. She's very clever. We're starting over. Some of the Presbyterians from the earlier example became evil when they realized that they enjoyed the thought of driving over 72 ducks while humorously making roller coaster noises. They hijacked 3 pieces of equipment from NASA, the FBI, and for some reason, the AARP. They stole a NASA rocket, a huge laser the FBI built in case the Washington Redskins picked a new mascot that was somehow even more racist and needed to be stopped. And they also took some AARP flyers. They have landed on the moon with the rocket and are prepared to use the laser to shoot at America. The AARP flyers were folded up and placed under some of their chairs because they kept wobbling. Can you destroy the laser?
Yes.
Your Crayola vision, I'm just going to say it does not reach to the moon.
So what I do is I make
Floating shield.
a tower
You can't help him.
tall enough to where I can shoot my Crayola vision. I make a massive tower out of molten crayon. It's like a big candle without the wick. And then I shoot my Crayola vision at the laser once it gets tall enough, and I circumvent your arbitrary rule, and I take out the laser, and being a Methodist, I guess I'll spare the Presbyterians. We know what it's like
These are
to
the
be
bad
laughed at.
ones. They are trying to destroy America. Not all Presbyterians, but this select few that like the thought of running over ducks.
Well,
Erin seems to have something to say.
go ahead, Erin.
You were mad when I accused the entire Catholic Church of murdering Abraham Lincoln, but now you're going
are you
after the
saying we should go?
Presbyterians.
Okay, the fresh cut is now firmly all Presbyterians are evil, but you can still listen if you're Presbyterian. I think Erin said you can't listen if you're for the Patriots, so we'll keep that as our only rule. What do you think of his... Do you think he saves the day? Seems like he's pushing it.
I feel like this is one of those superhero movies where, like, it's unrealistic, and so, like, middle school boys would buy into it, and that's our stutter on the radio, recorded forever, our only audience.
Well,
But I mean,
we gave him the last one, so maybe we don't give him this one.
I don't understand the logistics of you building the Crayola Tower. Like, where's your degree in architecture?
Well, I
That's
thought it
not
would
what
just
you're
be
saying.
like,
Seems like he'd
one
slide
platform that just kind of goes. There's like a little.
Don't you think
like
the
a
steel
giant
wool's
cylinder?
gonna get like really messy?
Oh yeah.
How long does it take to cool?
Iron wool, which is it?
Wait,
I forget.
if I have infinite hearing, that does nothing for me in this situation. So never mind. Maybe I just make a Crayola.
All you can hear is their roller coaster noises.
I make a Crayola dome around America because I am just that quick. Would that work? Can I pass with that?
All right, fine. 4-1. We're being a little too generous, I think, but that's fine.
We're Christians.
Okay.
We're Christians. We're supposed to be generous.
Yeah.
Come on, Noah. It's a virtue.
Whatever. Okay. Next scenario. A nearby wedding has concluded, and the families are headed to the location of the reception, which is to start at 9:15 p.m. You are informed by the police that one of the city's aldermen was just broken up with his girlfriend of 2 years, and he has thus declared himself to be the newlywed serial killer. It is 8:54 p.m., and you have only 3 minutes before the newlywed killer comes up with a better name and starts to track down the couple at their wedding, because he's jealous and angry. Can you stop him in time?
Yes.
How?
Next question.
How?
So, using my infinite hearing, I listen in for the newlywed serial killer's mutterings as he tries to find a better name, and I track him
The
down.
house. I put a better name around here somewhere.
I
Go.
cover him with
The newly dead killer? No.
the
Band name, newly.
Oh, yeah.
newly dead killer. That
Don't
is
like
a
it for a
solid.
baby name.
Not a good stripper.
Yeah, terrible stripper.
Yeah,
name.
horrible baby name. Ugh. We say stripper now.
But yeah, we can say that on air. Funny story. But
I used to do sports mascot.
I cover our antagonist with molten, whatchamacallit, Crayola. I almost said Crayola juice. That's horrifying. That's a terrible band name if there ever was one. And then I need to shoehorn
stripper
my
name. How long can you? How long does it take for you to get to this guy? So it's
I've got my car.
it's 8:54.
That doesn't count as a
The
superpower,
reception
right?
starts at 9:15. What time are you getting there?
What's
like
the speed limit? What state are we in?
We'll have to figure
Am I a superhero? Do I have to follow the speed limit?
Yes, because you're a good person.
Oh, poot dang it.
Outside of your secret identity.
I get there with 5 minutes to spare as he's finally settled on a new name.
So 9:10?
Yeah.
All right, you just failed this mission.
Aw.
At 9 o'clock p.m., Sean Hannity has to start his nighttime Fox News programming called Hannity. You are too busy telling America that we need to arm our teachers with guns to stop the newlywed serial killer. I'm sorry, Daniel. You are now... What's he at?
He's lost 2.
Lost 2. How many did he have? 4?
Yeah.
4-2. That's still pretty good. Plus, you didn't die this time.
That's fair.
You died that one time. That was unfortunate.
That
Next
one was
up,
pretty lit.
the mayor... Okay, Erin, calm down. The mayor was at a beach, and he stepped on a crab. It really hurt, so he called you, asking if you can kill every crab in a 50-kilometer radius. You disagree with the notion that crabs should die, but are impressed with his use of the metric system, so you agree. Can you take care of this?
You betcha. I just put Crayola all over every beach, and every single creature that moves is instantly vaporized.
I really think you're doing more harm than good.
You're not allowed to win this one. It was only crabs, and you just killed humans, children. You just killed SpongeBob.
But I thought I was Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
No, not right now. You're a boy.
Sean Hannity is just a guise. Sure, you might be doing more harm onto the country in the long run, but... Your ultimate desires are justice. What I had them earlier. What were they? The ideals of peace, justice, truth, and freeing killer whales in captivity. And I would argue that you actually made life harder for the killer whales that are not in captivity.
But what?
Okay, so you're now 4-3.
Dang it.
For you to win more than half of these, you have to get the last one, which I will start now. The local government has...
He's already won. He'll win at least half. Because there's 8 and he's already won 4.
Yeah, but we want to see if he does more than half. He's not a good superhero if he's only, reliable
50-50.
half of the time because he has to go do his conservative talk show.
50% man.
50%. I prefer Ooh Boy. Anyways.
Good band name, 50%.
Ooh.
Oh.
Maybe like solo artist.
Yeah.
Like Portugal the Man, you know?
I like where you're going with this, but we're going to move on. Scenario 8. The local government has implemented a footloose state where civilians are shot on sight if caught dancing. But in their new laws, they neglected to mention line dancing, and now everyone in the city is line dancing. There's Erin, there's a huge protest at City Hall where everyone is line dancing. You hear the police are on top of a nearby building, preparing to use a laser they stole from the FBI that turns everyone's organs into kidneys, which can stop everyone from dancing. They will be striking the civilians with their kidney laser they stole from the FBI in 5 minutes. Can you stop them?
Okay, where's my starting point here?
Michigan.
Oh. Well, I just use my super hearing to listen to the clicks and other gun noises from all the teachers I just armed as my alter ego. And they gun down the dangerous kidney laser wielding people, and everyone lives happily ever after. Bada bing, bada boom.
This is our best episode ever.
That went better than I ever could have expected. You are the superhero we need.
I mean, your work as civilian Sean Hannity is questionable, but you have saved a lot of lives tonight.
Ooh, man.
Ooh, man.
See, everyone knows his name. Ooh, man.
Wow. I am impressed. It is a shame what has happened to the beaches. And I guess at this point is where you would canonically die from going into a build, not even understanding the basic helpfulness of your third power you decided and just running into a fire. Not your best move. Very questionable, but
That's
hey.
okay. At least the old people got what they wanted.
Yeah. Death, the sweet release of death.
Not everyone was upset with that outcome, so you could argue
they
that it
never
went okay.
have to see another millennial crybaby again. Thank you guys so much for playing this game with me. I don't know if that's how all Saw movies should end. The Jigsaw guy, is that his name, Jigsaw? I've never seen Saw. But at the end of every movie, he should say, he should tear up and be like, guys, I'm just so happy we were all able to take part in this. I worked so hard on this, and I'm really proud of how far the ones of you that lived made it.
That was actually a thinly veiled Noah speech to us here now. So,
Yes.
it's a good way to work that in.
Playing.
Did you write all of those?
Yeah, I did it at work study today. I got paid for that.
I'm
I
impressed.
was sitting right in front of you.
Well, I was in the other room for a while.
That's true.
It's
It's okay. It was Erin's day off for radio. I mean, like radio prep. Usually Erin does a lot of the conspiracy making and not making, but finding.
I only have one conspiracy I've made up, but we'll save that for the.
What about the one today?
Oh, I have 1.5 because it was kind of like a duo trio.
Well, if you were single, I think Amy Long would have been very impressed tonight. I can't speak for her, other than I know
What are
she
your
likes
thoughts on chicken nuggets?
Well, you see, I'm more of a duck nugget guy now that I've saved them.
You want to eat them?
Well, it seems
you one of the
only natural.
Presbyterians?
I mean,
The Methodist is just a cover up.
I saved 72 ducks. I should be able to eat some of them.
look, John Leslie literally told Methodists, don't start a new denomination, and you see what we did, so we're not really good at following directions or anything. So yeah, I'd say I'd eat the ducks over the chicken tenders. So.
I feel very dirty.
I'm so glad that you have Kennedy from reasons more than just you and Amy Long were not
Yes.
meant to be together, but for one of the reasons being
We can only hope that Kennedy's going to have a very long talk with you tonight about why you maybe shouldn't eat ducks, especially the ones you just made a point about saving.
Kennedy looked at him and then did the punch into the palm thing. So it's gonna be good luck.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Kennedy has the advantage of she can hit Daniel. It's a double standard, but it's a pretty good one to have as far as they go.
Well, good
not gonna
luck
argue
because
for-
I'm covered in steel wool, so it's gonna hurt really bad when you punch me. Boom! You thought that power was useless.
Light him on fire, Kennedy.
Fun fact: every time Daniel and I have a thought at the same time, the mic's kind of in between us most of the time, and we almost headbutt each other. So that went on the entire time. It's been 56 minutes of near collision.
But thus far, we have dodged headbutting each other, so I think we did good.
Maybe that's a 3.5 superpower.
Very good at avoiding headbutting others.
Yeah. See, I have a magnetic head, but it's reversed to the wrong pole, so it actually repels us instead of brings our heads together.
I want to talk about how magnetic your head is because your arch nemesis Spaghetti is going to try to use that information against you. Unless did you kill him? Did you kill him in that last?
I don't remember.
I thought you did because you molten lava. Molten
I thought he was just stuck in the
him.
molten Crayola.
Yeah.
How hot? But isn't molten hot enough that it would just burn him alive?
Yeah, he would have a pretty bad time if I covered him in molten Crayola.
He's at least going to be ugly afterwards, so you might as well.
Yeah. That spaghetti is cooked at this point.
Oh. Well, we're going to move into the closing segments of our show.
Normally we have 8 minutes of what do we talk about, but tonight we only have 3.
Yeah, we'll work harder on our content in the future.
That's a 5-minute cut down, though.
Yeah, we did pretty good. I'm impressed with us. I do think this might be our best show yet.
That was a really good game.
Thank you.
welcome.
I'll try to have more in the future.
That's good.
But yeah, next week is spring break. So
Next, is it? No, just one. I'm thinking of Sundays, but we're on Mondays, so.
yes, next Monday. I'm sorry, I don't think there will be a new fresh cut unless Erin wants to link a lot of the audio from her Snapchat stories that we're in. She just got an inspired look. Erin, I think that might be a little difficult. I can't talk. I wish my superhero was the ability to actually talk coherently on my own radio show.
We both need that. I stutter quite a bit.
Yeah, we actually do this for self-improvement.
But the week after
Ooh.
we just improved very much so.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, wait, he didn't trash his family.
Oh,
do you want to trash
a member of your family, Daniel?
Leslie, if you're listening, don't be such a good pharmacist.
Confused? Need to move on? That was not true
is
trash.
The worst superhero motto I've ever heard. Or catchphrase, I guess.
Oh, boy.
Jingle.
Anyways. Jingle. Ooh. 2 weeks, I believe we are having Brandon Smith and Sean
Whitson.
I don't know why his name escaped me. I've known him for a while. They will be on to talk about very big conspiracies. I believe I mentioned a term earlier inside job on the show. Keep that in mind for the future. I don't want to spoil it yet, but you might want to call 911.
Oh, no.
And Brandon actually knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's
as opposed
put a lot of research into this over the years, and I just
Google
really
things I want to know
interrupt you all the time, and I'm sorry.
You know, it's part of the charm of the show. I research, but I'm gonna get, I don't know what I'm trying to say. He just knows a lot more than I do.
That's great, and bye.